Hi, folks. It is October 26th, 2022, and we have with us Adam from my blog. And I thought we talked about this, and there's so much that people don't know about Frank Schweihs. I think the most that he's known for is being a very prolific hitman, a murderer. But the truth of the matter is, he did a lot more than that. He did a lot of things. He was a burglar. He was an extortionist. He was a muscle man. Used to do Joey Lombardo's muscle. He did he was a bodyguard for Phil Aldericio. He was so much. I mean, he just wasn't a hitman. He did a lot of other things. And he was a great earner, too. He also dealt cocaine. When he was down in Hollywood, Florida, or Dana Beach, Florida, he used to go out on the, what do they call it? On the beaches. He'd get a heads up from someone that there was going to be a dope deal going down, cocaine. And he'd rob the dealers, kill them, and then he would take the cocaine and send it back to Chicago in FedEx. And that's how they got their Chicago back, or their cocaine back. So he kept the money, but his 20% was more than 20%. He gave them the coke. I'll keep the cash. You take the cocaine.
Unbelievable, huh?
A lot of things he was involved in. But you know something very interesting about him, just like we talked about Tony on my blog, this guy, until September 15th, 1988, he was arrested many, many times, always made bond. If he was convicted, it got overturned. It was always done in court. He was always on the street until I took him off the street on September 15th, 1988. And from that point on, he did get out of prison. And after he got out of prison, he went with La Pietra's crew, The Hook, Angelo La Pietra. And he was kind of part of that was the Chinatown crew, the Chinatown crew. But he was with them until Joey got out. And when Joey got out, some people say he was an advisor. Some people say he was really the boss. I don't know. I really don't. I wasn't there to see it. But I did talk to Mitch Mars about it. There would have been so much that would have come out in if Frank Schweihs had stood trial. They had so many cases that were very good. But the truth of the matter was, he had brain cancer. And the cancer was eating his body since 1987. In 1987, he went to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And when he came back, he leaned over and he says, "Take a look at this." And he had a lump on his neck. And he said, "Cancer. I just bought myself 10 years. Well, he bought himself a lot more than 10, because of 87, 97, 207, 208. He bought himself 21 years. But at the taxpayer's expense, all his surgeries were done in prison.
Really?
Every one of them. Yeah. Prostate cancer, cancer of the colon, lymphatic cancer. All of them were done at prison costs. So he didn't need health insurance. He went away to prison, got taken care of. But he was a man of many, many talents.
Man, that's sad in a way. It's sad in a way.
He wasn't a sad person to me. When I look at him, he was really a mean guy. He really was. He was.
See, I say sad, and it's like, how do you look at it? You know what I mean? You're looking at a human being, and you go, "That's really sad." Then you go, "Okay, who is this person?" It's hard. It's the only way to process what an actual family member would feel.
Oh yeah.
How else can you even come close to processing that?
Ex-cop mentions here about the meat block on Wall Street.
He also ran the meat block. What was the meat block?
Well, before the meat block, he owned a place called the Plug Nickel. And it was a hangout. And he decided he was going to make one just for mob members. And on a Friday night, I was building the porn shop down the street. And on a Friday night, all these guys were out there after he started building. They demolished the building. And after they demolished it on a Friday night, there could be no building inspectors out. Everybody went home. And by Saturday morning, there was all the debris was gone and everything was just foundation that was left. Well, Saturday, they actually had the walls up, the windows in, and they bricked it in, the concrete block in brick. And they had it all set up.
You said you never saw a building go up so fast. It was like
never. You go to sleep, you wake up, and it's done. So then all of a sudden, Marcia Cafano, Joey Lombardo, Milwaukee Phil, all those guys were hanging out right on the street there. And when they used to come by and we go to Orso's, which was Melito's place, and have dinner, lunch, whatever. So that was back in the day. And I put some pictures of it on Facebook and some articles about it that were written in the paper. What happened was the guy that was on the plug nickel liquor license, they knew it was a subterfuge license. And because he did this without any permits and he spit in the city's eye, the alderman, Bert Natoris, and what's his name, George Dunn, denied him his license. They had enough control to stop it. So he never got a license there. Never. But it was a beautiful place. Had waterfalls in it. Had they say on the exterior of the building, he spent $100,000. Back in those days, that was a lot of money. But that wasn't to tear it down and haul it away. That was building expense. The inside, I would guesstimate he probably spent around $200,000-$300,000 on the inside. Everything was really primo.
Wow.
Everything was done in brick, and the bars and everything that he had in there were done in brick, and they had granite on top, real granite. And it was done, and a waterfall and flowers everywhere. He believed in a lot of oxygen in the air because it ate up the cigarette fumes, tobacco.
Hey,
So
Mom,
that's what it was.
thanks for dropping in. Don Ciccio, Red, he wants to know, did you find Frank Schweihs to be intelligent?
No, he has got to be dumb he was as dumb as a rock. I swear to God.
Really?
Anybody that would sit there and talk to me like he did about the things he told me wasn't very sharp. I mean, this guy, he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, I'll tell you that much. And not only that, he talked about things kind of gruffly. He wasn't a thinker. That's why he never graduated. He never went anywhere. His mother was Sicilian. His father was German. He grew up in Bridgeport. At 12 years of age, he was on the street, muscling people, knocking them down, stealing. He was in and out of trouble all the time. His criminal career started at a very low level.
Uh-huh.
And in those days, Bridgeport and Canaryville, I don't know, people that are from Chicago, Bridgeport was kind of Irish. And Canaryville was right next to Bridgeport, and there was a lot of gang activity. Well, what the police used to do in those days, if they picked you up and you were a juvenile and they didn't like you, they'd take you from one section and drop you off in the other section so you got beat up.
Right.
Nobody knew the difference. They picked you up for a ride and said, okay, you can get out now. Bang, you're in a bad neighborhood.
Man.
If you're in the Irish neighborhood, you get worked over. That's the way it was. So he had a rough life from the very beginning. When his mother died when he was 12 years old, he had a very rough life. And his father wasn't a very nice man, from what I was told. I've talked to his cousins. Don Schweihs was his cousin. And I talked to Don, and he said he was a police officer in Oak Brook. And he said, people always ask me, you related to him? No, just a similar name. That's all. But it wasn't Smith or Jones or something like that.
Does he have a daughter too, right? That was in a television show?
Pardon me?
Did he have a daughter or a niece that was in a television show?
No, that's his daughter.
Was his daughter?
He had a daughter and a son.
Okay.
James Schweihs was his son. He lived in Lombard. Actually, when he was arrested in 1988, he was living with James, his son.
Okay.
His daughter was down in Florida
Uh-huh.
and Dana Beach, Hollywood, Florida at that time. They lived on the beach in Hollywood. And there was $100,000 of stolen money from a bank robbery that they recovered from underneath his bed, Frank Schweiss's bed, in his son's house. And he made a big deal about it in court. He said, if you go after my kid, I'll kill you. I mean, he was actually talking to Marcus Funk, a U.S. attorney prosecutor, a U.S. assistant U.S. attorney prosecutor.
Wow.
He was very, very stupid. You want to talk about intelligence or clever? This guy was not clever at all.
Okay. What was your first impression of Schweihs when you first met him? Outfit Bosses wants to know.
At the first time I met him, he was like a wallflower. He was a gopher. He did whatever Phil told him to do. I mean, he was Phil's bodyguard. So he was at Phil's beck and call. Kind of quiet. No, he wasn't the kind of guy to try and make friends with you or run around, shake hands or anything like that. He didn't want to know you. If it didn't have to do with his business, he just didn't want to know you. Did he look dangerous? No, he did not look dangerous. That was my first impression. He was just one of the guys. I didn't know what he did. Later on, as he said to me, I got a kick out of this. He said, later on when we were talking, he wanted to refresh my memory. And he said, my reputation precedes me, son. And I said, yeah, Frank, I know. Because his reputation was as a hitman.
Right.
But all those other things that he did, not many people knew about. They didn't make the headlines. They didn't make a page in the newspaper.
So John McShane, so Red, would it be fair to say Frank's only skill was killing? Absolutely not, right?
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. He was multitasked, and he built a lot of things. He built the Admiral Theater. He made it into a porn shop.
Frank Schweihs built the Admiral Theater?
Yes. That was his money.
Okay.
Going way back. It was Milwaukee Phil and him. They were doing it together. And that's why I went to Patsy Riccardi, which was Phil's cousin.
Gotcha.
To go in there and watch it. But he was holding back on the money. He was collecting from the Bijou Theater. Millions. And when I told Frank about it, I didn't realize that Frank was involved in it so much. And he said, I got to pay him a visit. And that's in 1985 when he killed him. That's a fact.
So why do you think Frank was a successful hitman?
Well, he was crafty. He was diabolical. He liked the silencer. He used to use 22 high standards. When he talked to me, he told me, he said, whenever I'm on a job, I put one in his leg to put him down and 7 in the back of his head.
Gosh.
Used an 8-shot automatic high standard 22, or as he told me, a Colt Woodsman. Which is same. It's the same. It's a 6-inch barrel. Same thing. Always with a silencer on, though. He did broad daylight hits.
That's bold. Got to
Bold?
bold.
Well, yeah. Look, when he was out in Las Vegas, he was talking about cutting down Tony on the courtroom steps. He said, well, I'll just go out there in an Uzi and grease them all. It's time to bring them home, man.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
He actually killed Paul Gonski right in his own parking lot.
No kidding. Guys, hit the like button. If you're just coming in here, be sure to hit the like button. Smash it, guys. Was he extorting a lot of businesses? Larry A wants to know. Was he extorting a lot? But wait, before we get into that question, I just wanted to point out that Rick Charlton says that Red looks like Dick Van Patten. Dick Van Patten. Dick Van Patten. He was an actor. This guy.
I guess I do a little bit.
I guess there could be that resemblance, right?
Yeah, there is a resemblance.
Huh? I guess. Yeah, maybe. I guess the smile, definitely the smile. The smile. Anyway, uh, let's get back to
He did a lot more than extortion. He built businesses. He built the Three Penny Cinema. He built a lot of porn shops. He was a creator, and he liked nice things. He liked them really fancy. As a matter of fact, several people that I knew that knew him used to turn around and say, "That man doesn't spare a dime. He spends everything. I mean, he has no want for money. He just doesn't have any want for money."
Yeah, and you know what? It is bold. Daytime hits Jim Magnifici. The guy doesn't have a face that you could forget. Too. It's not like he's his face stands out. I mean,
well,
really,
look when he got Alan Dorfman. When he got Alan Dorfman, same thing. 1 in the leg, 7 in the head.
really, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Where
That
did
was
he
his signature. He was a signature murderer.
Where did he kill Dorfman?
That was over at Lincolnwood in the Purple Hotel, they call it. The Lincolnwood at the Hyatt House.
Chicago.
Right.
Right.
Well, no, Lincolnwood, Illinois. It's right next to Chicago. It borders Chicago. He was with Irv Weiner that day. Irv Weiner set him up. But you got to remember, Irv Weiner's living. He lived through this whole thing. If it would have been anybody else, no, he wouldn't have lived. But Irv and Tony were close. Irv and Tony and Frank were good friends, so he let it go.
John Ramsey, how did Schweihs end up being in the outfit? Was it business or just for killing?
It was business. He started out as a thief. A thug, and worked his way up, but then became very prolific at killing people. And he was good. He was good at what he did.
Was he involved any union involvement?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, somebody testified at his trial in 1989. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but he was head of the vendors union at the ballparks and everything. And he said, "I want my guys in there." And he went to see the guy, the head of the union. He was in the hospital. He had surgery. And he went and turned off his oxygen. And he said, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I want my guys in there.
Right.
I want my people to control the union." And they turned the oxygen back on. Later on, he met this guy at a prearranged agreement at a restaurant with Wayne Bach. Wayne Bach was huge. I mean, really huge. He was a center for the Cardinals, I believe, St. Louis Cardinals, which was the Chicago Cardinals in the beginning. But anyway, he goes in there with Wayne.
Wait, were they really?
Pardon?
The Cardinals were from Chicago originally?
Yeah, George Halas had a problem because it was the Chicago Cardinals and the Chicago Bears, and the franchise said, "Oh no, you got to get rid of them." So they went to St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
And then I believe they went to Phoenix after that. But at any rate, Wayne and Frank go into a restaurant by a prearranged agreement. Meanwhile, this guy had gone to the FBI, and he was wearing a wire. But that was only security.
Mm-hmm.
It was all fake. Because the minute Frank came through the door, he started screaming at him. "Who the hell are you to come in and disrupt my life and threaten my family?" And Frank took one look with the big crowd and everybody in the restaurant and just turned around and walked out. Excuse me. As he told me, on the way out, he turned around and told Bach, he said, "Something's wrong here. We'll drop kick that motherfucker some other time. We'll get him later."
Sean Pender, brand new condos being built right now at the Purple Hotel site. And yeah, Anthony, it was depicted in the movie Casino, where it's depicted in the movie Casino when Frank killed Dorfman. It's the only one of the only scenes with snow on the cars, and he comes up from behind him when he's got the scarf on. And, yeah.
Excuse me.
Red's having a fit right now. So. And I'm going to make him laugh while he's having a fit. I got you muted right now, so don't worry. Oh, what is this? What is this? Saw the demolition. Purple. All right. Okay, so Red, I'm going to mute Red for a minute. Yeah, just unmute yourself when you're ready. So Pompano Unity Project. Here at work, you on live stream while we cooking. We'll listen uninterrupted tomorrow. Okay, then Pompeo Unity Project. You said something about Frank used to do deals gone wrong in Miami. That's during those cocaine days in the 80s. Lots of legends about Florida. And Pompeo loved that Purple Hotel, saw the demolition. Well, thanks for watching Pompeo Unity Project and chiming in. And you feeling better, Red? No, not yet. Oh, he's got himself muted there. Okay, good. So, wow, Red turned red. Yeah, Red's turning red. His face. Oh, if he gets any redder, he'll be double red. Red smokes because his doctor said it's the only way to stop chewing gum. Okay, so I've never seen Red so red. Cheers, man. Drink some water. That's water. Unbelievable. Went down the wrong pipe. It must have. Adam, father, tune up yourself. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's too funny. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Francie Brady, that butcher boy.
So we're here today to talk about Frank the German Schweihs. And Red, who knows quite a bit about Frank, is having a fit right now. Isn't able to talk. So we're going to look at some more comments on the side. Red's gone medicinal. Maybe he has gone medicinal. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Red man, dry them lungs out, mate. Yeah, you need to. You're muted, Red. You know you're muted, right, Red? Yeah, unmute your microphone. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
How long we've been sitting here doing this game where you think that you're not muted? Was this
Thank
going
God
on?
for Adam to fill in for me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, so, Red.
That tea was something else. The tea went down the wrong pipe. And
Must have.
you're not supposed to drink down that pipe. It went
I
into the
guess
lung.
not. Yeah, I'm laughing. Don Chichil is laughing so hard he's crying right now. You got an audience roaring.
It brought tears to my eyes.
Stop it! There's just what the hell is? What other podcast has this kind of amusement?
I don't know. I've not seen one anybody like us. That's all.
Oh no, it definitely is not that. I can tell you that much.
Don't choke now.
Oh, grapes. Did Frank do a hit in L.A.?
Yes, several.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he went out there to murder Jimmy Fradiano, and Jimmy Fradiano saw him in the parking lot and went straight to the phone to call the FBI. Because once they set him out to do something, he did it.
Right.
Jimmy Fradiano wrote about that in his book called The Last Mafioso.
Sorry.
Adam, don't start choking now. Come on, Adam, take it easy.
All right. So, outfit boss, Red, did you mention you would yell? Didn't you mention you'd yell at Frank Schweihs and he would just smile at you?
Not in the beginning, but when I lose my temper,
Yeah.
I would yell at him. I would say, "You idiot! You know, what do you think?" And I just go into a rage. And me going into a rage kind of shocked him. And he would say, "Calm down, Red. Calm down. Calm down. Take it easy. Come on, relax." Lenny, go get him something to drink.
Gary Fisher, didn't Schweihs train? Oh, I have no idea. Schweihs have anything to do with LB Venna?
Yes,
Okay, well, they knew each other, Gary. So there you go.
the same crew.
It's about all as far as we want to go with that question. John Ramsey, that wild turkey goes down hard sometimes, doesn't it, Red?
It's a killer, man.
Oh my gosh. Midland Power Wash. Red, any memories of when John Wayne Gacy was caught? Well, that's kind of off subject, Midland Power Wash.
Hey,
John
memories?
Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, lots of memories. It was on TV every day and night.
I'm working on the crime tour, and I got a Gacy story ties into Vegas. And so I'm doing, when I go down a rabbit hole and research something, I research it. And
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it till Adam told me.
oh yeah. So you guys, so that day that John Wayne Gacy was executed, like his last thing that he said before they injected him, which that lethal injection took way longer than it should have, right? Isn't that something to that story, Red?
Yeah.
About like 2 or 3 hours where it should have taken 10 minutes. And it's like they strung that out. They made him suffer. They had to have. That must have
Well,
been.
they missed the vein. They missed the vein.
They had to have, man. But anyway, the last thing he said was, I win. You only get to kill once. I got to kill 33 times. Was his last. It was straight pure evil. Well, that Jeffrey Dahmer, remember, he got busted shortly after that John Wayne came up there in Milwaukee, eating those boys, killed, I think, 19 of them. Well, he went to jail, and he asked for the death sentence, and they give him 900 years instead. And so
Wisconsin didn't have the death penalty.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and where he had committed a murder, his first murder was in Ohio, and they wanted to extradite him. And Wisconsin said, "No, we won't let you."
Got you. Okay. So anyway, Dahmer, he sat down with a priest while he was in jail, and he had a coming to Jesus moment. Did you know that? No, I got the priest sitting there. I got footage of the priest sitting there. I'm going to play it on the tours. This is the wrap up. It's good, man. This is strong. Gives you goosebumps. So Dahmer had a coming to Jesus moment, and then went and got himself baptized by this priest while he was in jail. The day he was baptized is the exact same day of John Wayne Gacy's execution, and a full solar eclipse happened on that day as well. Now, is that giving you the chills or what, man?
The
like
stars aligned.
What the hell? What the hell's going on? I mean, that's just crazy. So, yeah, crazy.
Hey guys, hit that like button for me, would you please? Give me a little bit of love here. I'm only coughing and choking to death, but that's okay.
Yes. So,
and thank all you people. I looked on my Amazon. Thank everyone. I thank you all that wrote a review for my book. Really, thank you. I saw 5 more reviews up there, and I said, wow, somebody did something.
Interesting question. Did Red ever hear some of that Frank Schweihs' mother's family was outfit?
No, she was not.
No.
She was not.
Well, she wasn't, but was her family?
No.
Brothers, sisters?
No.
Cousins?
No, she was just an immigrant. And they were pretty good people. I mean, he came from a good family, from what I understand. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see here.
They said, oh, here we go. Ryan Brown. Adam, Jeffrey Dahmer was baptized on Gacy's execution day. Also a solar eclipse. You beat me to it. LOL. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's a fascinating fact. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Thank you, Ryan. You just popped my cherry. You're the first guy to put up a super
sticker. That's right. You got your super sticker. Holy yeah, Ryan, you did. You just popped this cherry. Don Chastillo. That's called accidentally on purpose. Accidentally on purpose. They said Gacy's last words were "kiss my ass."
That's not true.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was. I got to kill 33. You only get to kill once.
You're right. That's true.
And then maybe he said "kiss my ass" after that. I don't know.
For years they said it was "kiss my ass." It wasn't.
Yeah. No. Okay. American Gangster just ordered the book.
Thank you.
Richard, these murderers, anything satanic or Lucifer about them? As I said in the past, I met many guys, And internationally, I met people just like them. And if you see the devil in them, run away fast.
The only one that I knew like that was Sam DiStefano.
DiStefano.
Yeah. None of the other guys are really that type of satanic or anything else. As a matter of fact, they were all Catholic.
You didn't get your cherry popped at your age, Red. You got your prune popped.
Thank you, Robert.
His raisin popped. Oh, that's too funny. All right. Bet his mom was German. Yeah, his mom was German. No, his mom was Italian and his dad was German.
His mother was Sicilian.
Sicilian.
Yes.
Okay. Man. Well, that's funny. The girls thought that was a funny joke. See that, Julie M. and Living Good Inca? They're all crying right now.
I love you, folks. I love you, folks.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, what an interesting guy to know, Frank Schweihs.
And I can say I knew him.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew him. We broke bed together. We went to restaurants together. He came to my house. You saw how casual he was in the the undercover films that I showed you. He was very relaxed around me.
Right. Oh, hey, by the way, ABC tomorrow, Nightline. That's when the tour is going to be on it.
Right. Please, Adam, tell us more about it.
Watch it. I definitely talked to the producer because they originally told me the 20th, but I wrote and they said the 27th. So it's Thursday that it's going to come out.
Which is tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So it should be scheduled on the scheduling where you can watch
I would think it would be tonight at 12:30 a.m., but people tell me that it comes on at 11:30 at night in Chicago. So it's not going to be, that's going to be I don't know. I have no idea. But at least it got popped. Your prune, Red.
Yes. Question here.
Who did Frank know in Berea, Kentucky?
Buena.
Buena?
Buena.
That's an R in there. What are you talking about? Berea. Berea, Kentucky.
Francie Brady, that butcher boy.
Unbelievable.
It's Buena. Buena, Kentucky. That's where he was captured when he was on the run.
There's no N. There's no N. There's an R.
Well, maybe he spelled it wrong.
Okay. All right.
But it was Buena, Kentucky.
Sorry.
He didn't know anybody there. He was staying in like a motel where he could rent a room with he had a girlfriend, a lady friend with him, and she was taking care of him. And he went out for a walk on the sidewalk. He went to the store to get something, and the FBI pulled him up and took him away. The local FBI.
Gotcha.
Then they had Chicago come pick him up.
Valerie, I'm sorry if I said Dateline. It's Nightline. ABC Nightline.
Right.
I didn't say Dateline. I hope I didn't. Anyways, it's Nightline. ABC, Thursday.
It's Nightline.
27th. That's the episode. It'll be on Hulu. They have it on Hulu, and they also have it on, if you watch television. So, Street Stories. Carmine left. Carmine's over there now. It's Berea. It's Berea. See? Berea. I was right. Berea. You said it right. I heard it wrong. Okay, that's all good. I say things wrong all the time that people hear right, so it's okay. Robert Redman. The heads do a 360. They were sick fuckers. I drink scotch and snort a lot of coke with them. They all went out. Sudden guys, fucking devil, I won't leave my daughter with them. Hey, that sounds like you got problems there.
Yeah.
So Shane, I think he went across the street or something. It's Street Stories. Over there now.
Carmine.
Okay, what do you say?
I know he's not here. Carmine, you here?
Carmine left. Well, more questions? I see more questions. Let's take a look. It's Berea. I'm from Kentucky. It's Berea. Catholics can and have gotten possessed. Here we go. Bruce City, I'm a Catholic. Late Archbishop of Chicago. Bernardine was a Luciferian and enthroned Lucifer in the Vatican in a secret ceremony.
Well, it
For
must have been a big secret. I'll tell you that much.
Malachi Martin, what's FR stand for in Catholicism?
Where?
FR, period, in Catholicism.
Father.
Father?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, father. That makes sense. Father, come on. Father Malachi Martin recounts this in his fictitious book, Windswept House.
I think you just said it right there. His fictitious book.
Well, yeah, but he's recounting something. He's trying to tell us, something. I don't know. Rick Charlton to know the answer to that one. I can guarantee.
I never met Cardinal Bernardine, but I did know Cardinal Cody.
Okay.
He was an archbishop there too, and a cardinal.
Right.
Of Chicago.
Late Archbishop Bernardine also had by written will a gay man's choir sing at his funeral.
That's a fact.
He was, it seems, akin to the Apostle Judas. What? What the hell is this? What did we just have?
He had all homosexuals around him. If they were thrown out of the seminary because they were homosexual, he took them in at the archdiocese. And that was right around the corner for me on Wells Street.
Oh my gosh.
They wore lipstick. They wore makeup. They were strange.
Don Ciccio, what a difference in personality between Aylman and Frank. Aylman was quiet like a cobra. Did you know Aylman?
Frank was quiet, crafty, sneaky.
But Bolden.
Walk up on somebody very quiet. Pardon?
Bolden, man. Bold daytime hits.
Aylman used to use a rifle, a shotgun, that sort of thing. He'd be more for long distance, where Frank would be right on top of you. He could walk up right next to you and do it. That's the way he was. And Aylman was from the Wild Bunch, and really, Frank thought he was above the Wild Bunch because he was really in with a lot of bosses. La Piatra, Milwaukee Phil, Joey Lombardo. I mean, he just didn't have one guy like Aylman was just with one man. That was it. Variola.
It seems as if we have two conversations going on now. One about Frank the German Schweihs, and the second one is the Satan room at the Vatican. And Rick Charlton is speaking truth, man. He knows what's going on. Rick is all up on all of this stuff. He knows everything about it. So this is what's happening. Unbelievable.
I never read anything about these things. The only thing I have is knowledge that, was around.
Happened in Chicago, Big Mo.
Yes, it did.
Chicagoland. Where was it? Lincolnwood. Lincolnwood. It was in Lincolnwood.
It's right next to Chicago. It borders it.
And it was Schweihs.
Vaughn Avenue actually is the dividing line between Chicago and Lincolnwood.
Technically, Frank Collada is then playing Frank the German in the movie Casino as well.
That's correct.
Right? And so Frank plays himself, but he also plays Frank Schweihs.
And the guy who wouldn't shake hands with him.
Isn't that funny? I never thought of that. I never even thought that. Never came through my head. Never even thought about that.
Well, Frank was like that.
Pretty
funny. He didn't want to know anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Aylman was no slouch either. Stone cold killer. Aylman.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
But he was part of that Wild Bunch.
Mark Meredith, the outfit boss. I'm the same opinion. I came from the same neck of the woods as Murray the Camel, Humphrey, Wales. Humphrey, the Camel. Mark Meredith. How's things going, guys? It's been a while since I've been on here. Just a quick question. Who you think was the best outfit boss of all time? I don't know. It was Tony
Accardo. Tony Accardo.
Come on, you know Tony Accardo.
No, wait a second. Paul Ricca.
Why Paul? Why Paul? You got to have a reason.
He was innovative.
Yeah.
He had a long longevity. He had a long time, and he knew how to pick his men.
Right.
He set up a nice structure for the mob. Very nice structure.
Okay.
Nice.
I think Tony Accardo, because Tony Accardo stay in jail his whole
Well,
life.
yeah, but Ricca also
Died of natural causes,
right.
Didn't die of
Right.
lead poisoning like most of these guys,
No.
right?
No.
So,
But he also put Tony Accardo in to succeed him.
okay. How did he die?
Ricca
Mm-hmm.
at home in bed.
Oh, really? He had natural
Yeah.
causes too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way to go, man. You know, it's the way to go.
He's dying in a prison somewhere.
Accardo and Rico.
Yeah.
Accardo and Ricca.
They
Sorry.
were a powerhouse together. They worked closely together.
All right, Big Mo. All right, quick question. Totally off subject now. Was Fluky Stokes connected to the Southside Crews? Fluky
I
Stokes.
have no idea. None.
He had that funeral for his son.
I know, for his son with the
the
car.
Cadillac, the car. Hey, man, that's, unbelievable. Midland Power Wash, Street Stories. Let's see a video on Gacy. I'm sure you have a story or two. Man, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of them out there, aren't they? There's a lot of videos about that subject.
Yeah.
And so much professionally produced material that's out there right now, too, about that exact subject. I mean, they just released the John Wayne Gacy tapes, and then they did the 10-part Netflix thing about Dahmer. Oh, it was Dahmer in the Dahmer tapes. I'll bet you they're going to do that same thing with Gacy.
Probably
Do a 10-part series about him. There's enough there to do it.
I really can't talk about the Anna Reno hit because I didn't know about it. I really didn't. I remember it, but I didn't know the details, and I didn't know the people involved. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that for you.
So yes, Fluky was connected, according to Anthony DiMartini, and he gets, anytime he puts out stuff that's too grotesque, he gets demonetized. YouTube's like, no, nobody wants to pay for an ad on this, material. But there are channels that do nothing but that, and they don't demonetize them. So I don't know why the hell they do that to you. It just doesn't make sense.
Anthony takes it very personal.
Yes. So Ricca put a guy on the Supreme Court to do 3 years on a 10-year bid. Unbelievable amount of power.
Yeah, really.
Powerful guy.
Really.
Definitely powerful guy. Well, what do you say, Red?
I say it's time for me to go off the air, gargle a little bit and choke a little bit. And thank you all for stopping by. Homan Sanders, excuse me. I don't know why I say Herman.
Homan, like Homan Avenue in Hammond, Indiana.
Like Homan Avenue in Chicago.
Homan Avenue in Chicago. Yeah, there's even a Homan Avenue here in Vegas.
There must be a Homan Avenue everywhere. It's like Washington Street. I mean, there's one everywhere.
You watch too many episodes of The Simpsons, I think.
Me?
Yeah, you call him Homer, like Homer Simpson.
No, I knew somebody named Homer, and we had a very famous Marine named Homer, so that's where I got it. Homan, I'm sorry I slaughtered your name.
Francie Brady, that butcher boy.
Where?
Francie Brady, that butcher boy.
Where?
Won't do it again, buddy. Promise.
Okay, Rick.
Anyway, I think it's time that we bid everybody adieu. And thank you so much for stopping by. Please hit the like button. And if you haven't ordered my book, please order it. Read it if you like it. If you want to, you can get it at the link down below. And also, that's autographed. Or also, you can get it on Amazon. Or you can get it in Kindle, too. It's up to you, folks. And if you do, write a review on Amazon. Even if you buy it from me, autographed, I'll ship it out to you. But anyway, Adam, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing all the comments that came up and lending to the show. And I want to thank all you people too, because you are the show. You are the show. You tune in to see us, and we tune in to see you.
Exactly.
God bless, and out.
God bless, Red.
The combination of the videotapes and Ouimet's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweihs, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, my reputation precedes me, son.